A man is arrested in Florida, and his sister is wanted for allegedly defrauding an elderly man from St. Croix out of tens of thousands of dollars. He's identified as Ricardo Algarin. VI Attorney General Denise George says DOJ agents arrested him this week, and he's facing 15 counts. The several charges include embezzlement, identity theft, and grand larceny for the alleged financial exploitation of an elder. Between February and May of 2019, investigators say he, along with his sister, Lisette Felix, came up with a scheme and defrauded an elderly man out of more than $70,000. The victim suffered from many ailments, according to the Department of Justice, and eventually passed away on November 6th of 2019. Algarin was nabbed in Miami this week and will be extradited to the VI to face those several charges. Another reminder from the Department of Human Services for SNAP recipients in the USVI. DHS is asking residents to turn in SNAP recertification packages so SNAP can be used on your EBT cards. The Department of Human Services says this affected many residents on April 1st who had not turned in their recertification and weren't able to use SNAP. If you or anyone you know has any questions, you can stop by Human Services or call. The numbers are on your screen. On St. Thomas, the number is 774-2399. On St. Croix, it's 772-7100. Here's more now from the Department of Human Services.
If you did not receive your SNAP benefits on April 1, you need to call us. And here in St. Thomas, it's 774-2399. And on St. Croix, it's 772-7100.
Wonderful. And if anyone has any questions, can they come by? What would be the protocol?
Definitely. We have wonderful staff from the door, our security guards, all the way into our SNAP staff who are here to help you. We have confidential areas that you can walk up in the barrier areas and you can ask questions, and they'll be there to help you in any way they can.
Thank you. And absolutely. Can you also maybe share just, how important is it just to make sure that everything is taken care of and that you're able to, be able to come by and receive the benefits?
Yes, SNAP is Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and we want all of our families, all of our individuals who qualify for SNAP to have SNAP. So we want you to come by. We don't want anyone to have any food insufficiency, but it's all about you. So please come on out here to Human Services. We're here to help, and we are here to make sure you get your SNAP card and your SNAP benefits on the card.
The Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands doles out $50,000 worth of grants to various nonprofits throughout the territory, and it's all thanks to the Liberty Foundation. 6 USVI nonprofits that focus on the areas of education, social and health well-being, culture, and environmental protection each received $10,000 grants, the ones on your screen here. Liberty Foundation is the philanthropic arm of Liberty Communications, which has served mobile customers here in the Virgin Islands since October of 2020. So here's a look at the nonprofits to benefit from their generosity, each receiving a $10,000 grant. My Sista's Keeper in St. Croix will use the funds for its after-school and summer academy. The St. Thomas Historical Trust will use the money for 2 3-month basket weaving workshops to keep VI history alive by passing on the art of making the VI basket. At the YWCA USVI, the funding will support various programs territory-wide for our youth. And Friends of the Virgin Islands National Park will get $7,000 to train the next generation of culture bearers in the art of history and Moco Jumbi in St. John. Entre El Pueblo Incorporated receives $9,000 to help buy equipment and supplies to start future initiatives to serve the Spanish-speaking population of St. Croix. And the Virgin Islands Trail Alliance gets $4,000 to preserve nature, heritage, health, and adventure on Windsor Farm trails in St. Croix. Liberty Foundation says it is thrilled to continue to expand its community reach in the Virgin Islands. More on Thursday's historic day for our nation with the confirmation of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson as the first Black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States. Jackson's confirmation comes nearly 6 weeks after President Biden announced her historic nomination. As Jan Crawford reports, her confirmation was contentious, but was never really in doubt. And now she'll take her place in history.
The yeas are 53, the nays are 47.
With Vice President Kamala Harris presiding, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson made history. The 51-year-old who wrote in her high school yearbook she hoped to be a judge will be the Supreme Court's first black woman justice, fulfilling a campaign promise by President Biden. He watched the vote in the White House with Jackson, who Senate Democrats celebrated.
We are beginning to write another chapter in our nation's quest for equal justice under the law. And that chapter begins with 3 letters, KBJ.
The vote was bipartisan, barely. As Republicans left the chamber, one of them, Senator Mitt Romney, stood alone. He and 2 other moderate Republicans, saying Jackson is qualified and the confirmation process broken, joined all 50 members of the Democratic caucus in voting yes. Jackson's qualifications are out of Supreme Court central casting, top Ivy League and legal credentials, nearly a decade of experience as a federal judge.
I stand on the shoulders of so many who have come before me.
Her confirmation hearings often were heated.
No, Senator, I didn't say verses.
That's exactly what you said.
Republicans say she's soft on crime and extremist.
Based on her record, I believe she will prove to be the furthest left of any justice to have ever served on the Supreme Court.
Replacing Justice Stephen Breyer, Jackson won't change the balance of the current solidly conservative court. But as the first black woman, her perspective and experience could have influence, and her voice already is being heard.
And for now, she's still Judge Jackson. She won't become justice until Justice Breyer steps down later this summer, probably sometime in late June or early July. And at that point, she'll be officially sworn in and get to work.
Let the record reflect that.
Judge Jackson, a former public defender, will become just the 4th person of color and the 6th woman in the court's 233-year history. VI Governor Gov Bryan Jr. issued a statement congratulating Judge Jackson, saying, "I join the chorus of Americans in the Virgin Islands and across the nation in congratulating Judge Brown Jackson on becoming the first African-American woman to become a Supreme Court justice. Today marks another historic leap forward for this country, and I am proud as an American and also as a father of 2 young women of color to know that as we strive to make more perfect the American experience, that my daughters can realize and achieve anything." End quote. We continue to see an increase in COVID-19 cases throughout the territory. It's an indication the BA.2 Omicron subvariant has made its way here, although sequencing hasn't come back at last check to confirm that. According to the latest numbers from the VI Department of Health, we're back over 100 active cases territory-wide, with increases on all 3 islands. 32 on St. Croix, 78 active cases right now on St. Thomas, and 13 on St. John. According to the CDC, the BA.2 Omicron variant now accounts for 72% of all COVID-19 cases nationwide. A match made in low airfare heaven. That's what JetBlue is hoping. It just made an unsolicited offer to buy Spirit Airlines for $3.6 million. The offer could mess up things for a deal in the works between Spirit and Frontier Airlines. They've been planning to create a budget airline powerhouse to better compete with American, Delta, United, and Southwest Airlines. But the folks at JetBlue want to do something similar with Spirit, calling their offer superior. Spirit said it's evaluating the offer, and Frontier is already on the offense, saying a JetBlue-Spirit merger would not be good for travelers. A reminder to get your cell phones ready and tune in next week to cheer on and vote for Allegra Miles on American Idol. She is doing great on the 20th season of American Idol. Now in the top 24, she'll be featured on Monday's episode and would love for you to help make her get through to the next round. Audiences at home will be able to cast their votes to help keep Allegra's dream alive and remain in the top 20. The 19-year-old singer-songwriter grew up on St. John, spending her formidable years in the territory. She tells me the Virgin Islands community has been extremely supportive of her over the years.
It's amazing. It's so cool. And I don't know, to be from there and like my family being from there, it means a lot. And actually, I don't know if you know, but for people who are on St. John, this actually Sunday and Monday, they're kind of doing a little celebration for both nights, but I'm airing on Monday. So at the Windmill Bar on St. John, there's going to be like live music before it airs, and then they're going to have a watch party on Monday, which is awesome. And my dad is actually going to be down there for that anyways. So whoever wants to come Monday night, yeah, it'll be like tons of, if you know like Lauren and Bo, they're really great, a great duo in St. John. And yeah, watch party on Monday night, voting kickoff type thing. So the very cool thing is VI can vote. I know that some people were, worried that they couldn't, but VI can 100% vote. And it would mean so much if you would, and we can kind of go all the way together, and I can keep representing and hopefully making everyone proud.
She is doing that indeed. So the top 24 will perform Sunday and Monday. Allegra is going to appear on Monday's episode, April 11th at 8 p.m. on ABC. This weekend, several concerts will showcase classical music, jazz, and local artists, and some of the events are free. On Friday, you can enjoy a choir and jazz ensemble at Wesley Methodist Church at 6:30. The performance is by UVI's music department. On Saturday, classical music will take center stage in Tilley's School with performances by the Vega String Quartet. The concert will be free for kids at 4 p.m., and tickets will be available for purchase later at 8 p.m. And on Sunday, at the Cathedral Church of All Saints, there will be a senior recital by Kasim Thompson as part of UVI's Performing Arts Department. The concert is free and begins at 4 p.m. on Sunday. So a lot of great music to be able to check out this weekend. A look at your local forecast is straight ahead here on USVI News. Plus, a medical student in the U.S. came up with a plan to send first aid supplies to Ukraine. But what started out as a small collection drive turned into something much bigger. That story when USVI News comes right back. A Stanford medical student's plan to bring suitcases of first aid supplies to Ukraine turned into something much bigger. Working with his fellow students and alumni, they loaded an entire cargo plane instead. Tara Campbell has the story.
$3.5 million in medical supplies being loaded onto a plane in Seattle, bound for Poland, then Ukraine, all thanks to the work of roughly 40 Stanford students. Kate Slankova helping lead the way.
And like a snowball, little by little, with all the help and all the supporters here at Stanford, this converted into this huge humanitarian mission.
And it all started with one medical student, Josh Pickering. The young Navy vet was ready to pack suitcases full of medical supplies, but it quickly turned into more.
And this whole mission just was born in our minds. We're like, why don't we limit ourselves to suitcases? Why don't we try to find a plane? Why don't we, use our Stanford network?
Students started tapping their contacts, from former employers to major foundations. Josh making his way to Poland to help with the delivery.
Evening. Plane landed at around midnight. They spent the entire night loading up the trucks.
And from there they drove, crossing the border into Ukraine and dropping supplies off in Lviv.
It was really just a completion of, a Herculean effort that our entire team completed, and it was, ensuring the delivery of these supplies that we had gathered in these donations.
And these Stanford students aren't stopping at a single shipment. They have a number of projects on the go to get immediate help to the people of Ukraine.
There is another plane on April 11th, and we are working with other NGOs to make sure that all supplies that are available right now are going on that plane.
They've also started another fundraiser for more humanitarian aid.
Very motivating to continue the effort because they are of the mind, we will fight, we just need, help.
As for Kate, she has no plans to slow her efforts in helping her homeland.
Every day I think, it couldn't be worse. But then you see the news and apparently some things happen that you could not even imagine.
It is sad indeed, but great to see how people all across the nation are stepping up to help those in Ukraine. Still ahead here on USVI News. Want to get rid of your belly fat? Just head bed. Up next, why researchers say sleep, or lack thereof, can affect your weight. Straight ahead in 2 minutes. Stick with us. Welcome back. If you are trying to achieve any weight loss goals, you might want to start in bed. A new study is finding a link between unhealthy abdominal fat and the amount in which you sleep at night. Mandy Gaither has more on its findings and what it means to you.
If you're losing sleep at night, you may be gaining belly weight. That's according to a new study.
Insufficient sleep can influence our eating behavior, making us eat more and consume especially foods rich in carbohydrates and fat.
Naima Kavasan led the study that's published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. The Mayo Clinic cardiovascular medicine researcher says lack of sleep makes us snack more frequently, especially in the evenings. The excess calorie intake can lead to weight gain. She says short sleep also seems to alter the hormones that regulate appetite, increasing the levels of the ones that make us hungry and decreasing the ones that make us feel full. After 2 weeks of short sleep, the study's participants noticed a difference.
Showed not only an increase in body weight, but specifically an increase in belly fat.
The increases were in both types of fat, subcutaneous and visceral. The latter is more dangerous. The CDC says it can increase the risk for heart disease, stroke, and other serious health conditions like diabetes. For adults, at least 7 hours of sleep each night is recommended.
We hope that people will recognize the implication of insufficient sleep for weight management and for obesity risk, even for young, healthy, lean people.
Even a small increase in visceral fat over time can have a big impact on your health.